New here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. My name is Terria. I help aspiring providers start a licensed facility based adult day program serving adults with intellectual disabilities. So, today I want to talk about the three mistakes that will get your state licensing application denied. And if you haven't seen my video before, if your state application is denied, most states don't allow you to reapply for 12 months. 12 months of setback. So you want to get it approved and you want to get it approved the first time. So the three things that can get your state licensing application denied is number one, inadequate financial projections. You have to have a financial projection that makes sense and that is accurate. You can't just throw some numbers together or have some unexperienced person developing your financial projections. The numbers have to make sense and they have to meet state requirements. So you have to have somebody that's very knowledgeable in the field that knows the numbers. Okay, so you need to know your reimbursement rate. You have to have the correct reimbursement rate that matches the services you are providing. So it just can't be any reimbursement rates for adults with intellectual disabilities. It has to be the reimbursement rates that matches the services that you are planning on providing. Okay, your revenue has to cover your operating expenses. So making sure your revenue is adequate enough to cover your operating expenses, which means you have to have the right reimbursement rates and the right number of individuals or participants to cover your operating expenses. Your operating expenses have to add up and be relevant for the services that you are provided. So you have to think of everything that is required to um, that's required to serve the individuals or provide the services that you are planning on providing. Okay. And lastly, you want to make sure your startup cost is not included in your first year financial projection. Those are two completely different things. Okay. Next, you don't want to have a substandard location. So your location has to meet your state standards. Number one, the following are not in line with your financial projection. So your base rent is not in line with your financial projection. You need to make sure if you set a base rent budget, it has to be in alignment. Okay, the capacity, the building that you found and that you secured does not match that required revenue that you needed to have to cover the operating expenses. And then the number of toilets. So, say your revenue says, your financial projection revenue says you had to have 20 individuals in order to cover your operating expenses. 20 individuals require one toilet by your state standards. Okay. So, if you plan on having 20 individuals and your individuals and your staff now only have one toilet in that location, it doesn't meet state standards. Okay, so those need to match up. Also, the following need to be suitable for your participant needs. So the floor plan design needs to make sure it's suitable for the individuals that you are planning on serving. Okay, the area of your location needs to be suitable for the individuals you are serving. Okay, inadequate policy and procedures. So what are inadequate policy and procedures? Number one, your policy and procedures do not match your required state standards. They do not match your state standards of services. So they need to definitely match. Number two, you don't have all your policy and procedures attached to your application. So your state is saying you need to have 20 policy and procedures attached to the application when you submit it. However, you only submitted 10 of those. Your application will be denied because you did not submit all 20. Okay, so those are the three things that will get your application denied and put you in a situation where you have to wait 12 months to reapply. So if you are somebody that wants to start a licensed facility-based adult day program serving adults with intellectual disability, and you need help through the application process, you do not want your application to get denied. You want to make sure you work with somebody that's experienced and knowing all that's required to submit your application. Click that link below. Let's chat. Let's see if my program is a good fit for you. Talk to you guys next time. Bye.